Hello everyone, welcome. Um, Sorry for the past 2 days. I couldn't make any videos because I have a lot going on. School is open, everyone, so basically I had a lot to do, and I'm back to post new videos. Almost try to do almost every day. Um, Question is Kevin was right. People said winter is here, winter such is here. But the thing about it is, people forget when winter is here, what's gonna happen? People get ready for the next season. What's the next season is? Summer. People don't pay attention, pay really significant attention to the fall semester. They don't pay attention. They always get ready for the winter. Okay, the winter. This is where the big thing is at because this is where it's more fun. Um, what is mean in modern woman? Modern women, they they know winter is here. They know that. They can testify to that, and they are planning for the summertime. And you're gonna tell me, well, what do you mean by summertime? Summertime is where there's warm, where it's hot, and there's something unlike they can really enjoy. Okay, so how are they gonna do that? It's simple. They're gonna go not to the older men because the older men they already adapt to the society. They already know how women think, that their mindset and everything. They already know what's going on, and next thing you know, women cannot trick them, women cannot manipulate them, and they're being hurt by many women. They have been in relationships, so on and so forth. So what they're gonna do is pretty simple. They're gonna go after who? Young men. Who is young men? Some people might young men probably between 12. That's the lowest they can go, and go higher up between probably 25. Young men can be in high school. They're going after young men in high school because men in high school do not have experience, they don't have the knowledge, and also they don't. They are pioneer. Okay, they're a cub. So basically, what they're gonna do, they're gonna groom them. The way they're gonna groom them is gonna be very easily because basically most of the kids they involve in school and activity which is outside their house. So they spend most of the adulthood outside. Either they go to work or they go to school, which is 8 hours to 12 hours. If you go to activities after school, that's another 3 hours, so basically 15 hours. Okay. If they do between 10 to 15 hours outside, so what they're gonna do? They're gonna spend most of the time with people outside. They're gonna attach to people outside more than people inside. So with the people inside can be their family, their friend, their loved one. What they gonna do? Will they gonna listen to you more or the more friend? They're gonna listen to their friend more. And next thing you know, this is where the older women come in charge. If you start seeing there's a lot of older women who dress up like they are BBL, they are tag clothes and so they say that they are teaching. But the thing about it is they're looking for the young men. Okay, this is where summer look like. Okay, the summer is like since the older men already hurt, I'm gonna go after the younger men, which is our less experience, less knowledge, and next thing you know, I can groom them so they can obey me and can go only serve me. Okay, once that happen, I can do one three things. One, I can wait for them to mature enough so they can, because if they are below 18, I can groom them so they can have a strong bond with me. So when they're 18, I can have a kids with them. When I have a kids with them, they're stuck in the system for life. They're gonna be on child support. Second, I'm gonna make them fall in love where they believe like the native. I'm the only one that's loved them. And next thing you know, I'm gonna promise the marriage and the hands so on and so forth. So they're gonna, since they have no experience, they're gonna marry to those female young. Okay, when they get married young, now those men they don't know what women look like. They don't know anything, so they're gonna obey whatever request she does. There's a lot of state that they're not gonna have a public wedding because back in the wedding stuff like that, because they know if they do that, the society gonna criticize them. But they're gonna do closed door wedding. Closed door wedding is gonna be a thing more likely gonna happen. The closed door wedding is that a lot of people, women gonna be married to younger men between this state and themselves, and not having the biggest wedding, a bigger rag, bigger ring. They're not gonna have that. They're gonna have a small ring, and then next thing you know, one or two of his friends, and then one probably her best friend and or auntie or somebody she trusted enough, and next thing you know, boom, they have their wedding, nothing know about it, and he moved in, and then she gonna take care of them, and next thing you know, so far, so they're gonna procreate because the law did not prevent that from happening. Okay, back in the day, men and women married when they were 16. Okay, 16 is the one on the age. Back in the day, 15 boys, 16 girls. They 15 between marriage is 17 to 15 is when they usually married, and then they grow old shorter to 18, and as you know, they get a 21 and something, and they go old. That's how they make 30 years of wedding, 50 years of wedding, 100 years of wedding, because they marry young between 15 to 18. Okay, women gonna catch up to that. They're gonna figure out that men has their most potential between 15 to 25. Okay, they're not gonna go on the show and ask that I want a man that's six figure. They're not gonna do that. What they're gonna do, either two things. They're gonna marry first to elder men and make sure they have child support. Okay, and now while married, they're gonna look for a younger man so they can secure their fund. Their fund is that when the older the man get, the less sex he want to survive. Okay, because he can pay for one night stand, and that's a focus on purpose. If the woman get the man younger, the man now gonna spend more time with her and give her the D more often. Okay, she gonna be a lot of them gonna go in the gym, basically, for them to pick up with the young men. Okay, the young men have a lot of energy. They're young. Most of them are very up and down. They're emotionally available. So women love that. That's why they go after the scheme and stuff like that. The young man is gonna be the perfect idea for them when, because when the winter now, men trying to ignore them, young men gonna be able the most vulnerable because most of them are virgin. They don't want to get that virgin, and most of them don't have experience women, and next thing you know, they want to feel like what it feel like to be a woman. They're gonna try the experience. They are willing to, and the woman knows they have experience. They're gonna groove them. You already see them already, a lot of IG models with young NBA players. For example, IG model have 34, and then they are wishing someone 21, 22. This is gonna be a norm. This is the beginning. It's gonna be escalated. And next thing you can see also, teacher with a student, you see that's starting to very crazy. And you can see they're gonna sell like naked picture to young kids, young men, and it's gonna be escalated. It's gonna be worse. Okay, the time, because winter is here. Women knows that. I mean, women always adapt. The adaptation they're gonna do is live with all younger men. They're gonna target the younger men, and younger men are gonna have the dilemma. They're gonna be confused because most of the younger men didn't have the father figure. The father figure gonna sit down and back. And younger men, you gotta find a woman that's younger than you, and so on and so forth. That younger man, they don't have a father in their life. What they're gonna do? They're gonna um cater to that woman. Okay. And next thing you know, she gonna groove him, and next thing you know, he gonna be in the case. And if that young man want to break up with her, she gonna make a case for him, so that man can go to jail. Okay, and then that man go to jail, and they go to the system, and then when he get out, she gonna bring him back home so she can always and power always control him. That's how it's gonna look like for the summer. That how women gonna be like a summer. They gonna have the best time of their life because now if the man try to leave, the man that man gonna be in jail. She gonna be while the man is in jail. She can have her best day traveling, have her whole phase, and then one night stand and have fun. Nobody gonna tell her what to do. And next thing you know, wait for that man to come out. When that man you come out, and next thing you know, she can be with him. Next thing you know, and so on and so forth. This is sick. I know it's sick, but it is what summer look like for mother woman. Okay. And here's the other thing: the government will not step in. Okay. Why? Because more they're gonna have babies because those women gonna secure profit. The first thing gonna do is have babies with the young men. Okay. Two, that two, they're gonna have a lot of child support. But when they become alone, there's a lot of child support coming. So the guy, since he's young, he's not gonna be able to work because next thing you know, he's just getting started. But most of the men now they are influencer. Influencers mean that they are on social media, they are video and camera. Most of them gonna have a big audience. Okay, They're gonna be like, you know what? I'm an influencer. We're gonna keep our sex life privately. It's gonna be social media, okay? But again, I want you. She's gonna say, I want you to put your screenshot with me on it, okay? And then next thing you know, on your live stream, we don't have, on the live stream, we don't have to tell nobody that we are together, we're married, stuff like that, because they don't want to be spread out. And next thing you know, she went to jail for PG, so on and so forth. Okay. So what they're gonna do? This is how they gonna have their romance and secret. You started right now, it's gonna be scary. A lot of women gonna take advantage of that because, again, women hate to lose. Okay, and women, the first primary things they have to do is survival. And how to survive is to get under a man. How to survive, I'm gonna say, is to get under a man. He don't have to be a straight man. He cannot be. He doesn't have to be a leader. He can be any man. And the best option for any woman is gonna be is a younger man. And the younger man they're gonna try is not the man that's built strong and strong. Is the man that's raised by the single mother. They're gonna groove them, and next thing you know, make sure that they are she's the best thing happen to her to him, and next thing you know, he gonna be stuck in the system. That's how it's gonna be like. Right now, the government make it like it is there because as you can see, most of the women now, if they get caught, they get community services, and they say the young men take advantage of her, and the parents gonna press charges. But after a couple years, the government gonna stop. The reason why the government gonna stop because they need more kids for society, for the labor, for the social security and so forth. The government is not gonna be completely intervened because they see that if we stop this, the birth gonna really decline even worse. And the best thing we can do, since she is trying to make a baby and the system to work, since then we're gonna try to protect our asset because less people that make babies is less money in the system, and less money people can retire, and less money for the government. Okay, so now they're gonna see that more women gonna adapt to have a younger man with kids. Now they can have more babies in the system. So what's gonna happen, they're gonna pass a law to protect those women so the kids can grow, and then more people can be in the workforce, and then more money can become. That's why right now you can see a lot of state, they make it, they start people kids to work between 12 to 13 years old. Yes, it is thing. Some states require you for your parent to sign a paper that you can work between 12 to 13. They start at 12 to 13 now. So because now the workforce is in shatter and they need to make it up. And next thing you know, this is gonna be the new thing for the new generation. Okay, remember, the older women, they move up, they already pass on because they already have their fun with the bad boy Pokemon Warrior. Okay, boom. The younger men gonna come up. The woman that's willing to have the younger men, they're gonna be in shape. They're gonna eat healthy. They're gonna have a job. They're gonna have money, and they're gonna groove those men in order to feel good for themselves, and then have a baby or two. And next thing you know, hit them in, kick them in the curve, make a lot of trouble. And this is where the dilemma is gonna switch in because though young men, they're gonna be conflicted by the time they're 25. Okay, they're gonna have a mixed feeling that she's gonna be the best thing happened to me, and then nobody else love me the way she does, because women love know how to groove women. They do that. That's what they do. That's why they always expect men to love them, because once a men love them fully enough, because they know men love with their heart, with their spirit, with everything they have. Once a man love her, she got everything, because whatever she said, the man is catered to her. The man willing to do everything for her. That's why they said back in the day, men die in war for them, because this is what true love look like, to sacrifice. And they know that from the Bible, as Christ sacrificed for the church, a man should sacrifice for the family. That's what they want. They understand that part in the Bible, point blank period. But they don't take the part in the Bible that say, oh, woman has to be submit to a man. They don't want that, to obey in everything. They don't want that part. Okay, they pick and choose what they want. Okay, this is what happened. That's why the first thing you see right now, if you can see, some women also go has a baby and go start a church as well. This is gonna be another topic, okay, for another day. For right now, we're gonna focus on how women gonna groom to young men to rescue themselves and society, and that's the government gonna step in and protect them. Okay, government always look for profit. They don't look for really that's how they grow from society. Okay, the more profit they have, the more control they can take. Okay, they don't make profit, they have less control. The more opportunity, that's why they start having a lot of immigrant people coming in, like a HB1 visa for the young people to come in. Okay, when those also young students come in between 18 to 27, when these young people come in, guess what they're gonna do? Most of them, by the time they stay here, they're gonna have a loophole on the law. They'll be like, if you're pregnant or have kids, you don't want something like that, you can always give the kids to the father. Okay, the father, if which is an American, can live with them. They're gonna make it law like that. And those young women, they're gonna come, they're gonna stay for about a year. If you're pregnant, you might stay, and the next thing you know, those kids gonna be in the father. And when that woman come back, and then that man can apply for that woman to stay in the country so they can have the kids. Okay, this is gonna be from the future right now. I'm talking for the future. This is why it's the so winter is here, summer there's gonna a lot of law gonna change. Okay, the one is gonna be for the H1 visa. That's gonna be the second one for the young men. Okay, that's another topic for the people for H1 visa. But why not talking about the woman that's gonna be groomed the men? As a parent, as a parent, it's gonna be hard for you to send your kids to school. Okay, because why? The young woman that's raised in the system, the school, they're gonna be combative. That's why their mom told them they're gonna teach them, the young women, how to use men for money, and it's, they're gonna tell them to protect their heart, protect their feeling, get what you want, and then move out. That's why they're gonna tell the young woman. But the older woman, they've been there, done that. They don't want to do that no more. They're gonna go to the gym. They're gonna eat healthy. They're gonna exercise, and then they're gonna go on the young club. The young club can be a video games. As you can see, like women go to streamers now. They have a camera on top, so the people can see their chest, everything. The second part is go to the kids community. That's why you're gonna see a lot of young teachers gonna be in the teacher environment, teaching high school, college, and middle school. They're gonna go there. Okay, the third thing gonna happen, they're gonna so a lot of women going to a lot of activity. It can be swimming, it can be dancing, it can be anything. Women gonna go to those, they're gonna event, they're gonna go to to this event. Okay, they will go there because women as an essence to survive. Okay, they see the last generation lost the battle. We as a new generation, we're gonna have to compromise something. We're not gonna hire our standard, okay, to marriage. But the thing is, we're gonna groom a man to make him believe that he is that standard. To make him like, oh, he's 6 foot, he's the best thing happened to you, to me, and next thing you know, he can be 6 figure, and that man he's doing influencer, make money, and then she gonna groom that man, and then once that man make money, then she gonna take that money and run away again. That's woman nature, okay? Unless there's a law gonna pass to prevent the woman from leaving the man at any point. If that law is not passing, that man is stuck for life in the system because that young man is gonna be raised without father, without guidance, without what's going on in the world inside. Those women gonna take full advantage of that. Okay, that's why when they say where's the good man at, where's the successful man, they're not talking about older men. They're talking about the young, strong man. They won't, you don't have a lot of energy and dress up nice. Okay, you gotta be careful. Okay. Women love money when it's given to her freely. Free money. She doesn't want to work for it, okay? And the best way to do that is to groove to a younger man, which they can have one first opportunity to make them do whatever they want. And whenever he's working, he's gonna give his whole paycheck to her, okay? Because that man has no experience, okay? And next thing you know, she gonna be the center of his world, okay? She want the house to be this way. She going to be him to dress that way. He want to go to that event. He want to do everything. So this is gonna be the part for the summer path, okay? As we grow older, the world gonna be even darker, okay? Because we're in a time we haven't reached the peak yet. We're just starting to see the evil inside, okay? And this is where the side that's gonna happen for the next few years. And if you can see slowly is gonna adapt. And after when that summer phase finish, you can see all those three or fours, two or fours is not gonna be like three or fours like you think. It's not gonna be three or fours no more, okay? So people think the three or four are gonna change, so on, so forth. Women are polygamy without with or not, okay? They're not gonna be three or fours that I said they're gonna save so many women. So no, they're not gonna do that. The way they're gonna get even worse, they're gonna pick. They're gonna start young, okay? Pick them in and then grow up with them. That's how they gonna do, okay? And that young man, since he doesn't have guidance, he doesn't have a father and family to guide and to teach him, that man gonna be stuck in a relationship. And every time trying to leave, she gonna try to give him some space or give him some sense of control of good time, and he's gonna go back to her regardless, okay? That's how it's gonna be, okay? And once she see that he's not valuable enough, or he cheat on her, she gonna leave, okay? That's how woman is. She gonna leave because her time is up. She gonna take that much money as she can. If that man become rich and has money, she gonna concept it for herself for the time that she drove that man, okay? Putting everywhere people in prison. Women still gonna go and travel to them. This is where they're gonna have their fling with them. This is where they're gonna have. If that guy that manager was the baby daddy, she gonna bring that daddy back to the state where she live in, where she gonna take care of that baby daddy. That's long blank simple. And those men is still gonna be in control underneath her. Okay, that's what happened. Women love control in a relationship. Okay, that's why they love to be in a relationship. The reason why they cry every time in the internet that where the good men go is not because that they're not relationship, it's because they be like, where are the men where I can control? Okay? Where they at? Why men so arrogant? Why they talking back? Why they thinking for themselves? Why they believe something else that's I cannot show them the different path because they stuck on the old ways. And this is where the dilemma gonna be like, since the older men are bitter, they are fighting, they are combative, then while the best alternative get younger men to make them thinking on one way according to my way so I can groove them to get the outcome I want. This is what they're gonna do. This is what's gonna happen. The older men gonna win. At one point the older men gonna win. Because the older men gonna go back to the younger woman. Okay? But here's the twist. The older woman gonna tell the younger woman that he doesn't love you. He's gonna use you, abuse you, and leave you. They're gonna try to destroy the older man life by poisoning their ideas from the older younger woman. That younger woman gonna have always combative with that older guy. They're not gonna be submissive. They're always gonna be screaming because their mama, the auntie, is gonna be like, "Look what I've done. I was with a man. The man abused me, and who I'm end up being alone. You don't be that woman. If that man talk to you, that means he wants something from you. Don't be submissive. Always have an exit out." And make him chaotic because if you make it too like you're too calm, he's gonna abuse you, take advantage of you. You gotta special mind, be respectful, actually control relationship, and next thing you know, this is how you protect yourself. Which is that's not how relationship work. This is the force gonna be for younger women. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Summertime is not gonna be for younger women. Younger women are gonna fall on that trap that they're not gonna hurt by a man. Older women gonna go to elevate themselves, go find younger men. Younger women Hear me clearly. Summer is coming after winter. The summer is not gonna be for you. It's gonna be for the older woman because the older woman gonna have they're gonna have one or two kids because they never want a lot of kids. Okay, they have the experience because they are young. They made that same mistake that younger women is still making today. So they're gonna go and groom a younger man. Okay, and they can make it a certain way that that man has nowhere to go. She gonna learn to cook. She gonna exercise. She gonna give him all the pleasure he can want. She gonna do that. She gonna give them a pass to go to have spend the time with a friend. She gonna do it also. And she gonna do that. Older woman gonna do that. But it's gonna be an act until she get the one of the kids she want from him, and next thing you know, bounce. Younger woman, they're gonna tell younger woman she is young and pretty. She can take anyone she wants. Okay? In that case, summer is not gonna be for younger women. Summer is gonna be for older women because older women are gonna groom younger men so they can have the outcome they deserve. But younger women trying to control men another way they're gonna backfire at them. So basically, younger women gonna lose the battle. People say there's a shift in society, women open their eyes, and so forth. Don't get me wrong, I applaud it. But women are not thrive, they not thrive to the good idea. They always interested and tempted to the bad idea. The bad idea will be how can I control a man? How can I bring toxicity? How can I destroy the life? How can I be controlling? How he can worship me on the ground I step my foot in. And this is where the younger woman gonna lose, but the younger woman gonna older woman gonna win because she been through that. Now what she gonna do? She gonna go to the church. She gonna have to go to therapy. She gonna have meds, so on and so forth. And next thing you know, she gonna groom that young man. Summer is gonna be fun for young men. Summertime is gonna be fun for young men. That's how it's gonna be out. Older men gonna lose that battle. Younger women gonna lose. Older men gonna lose. Older women, only younger men gonna you win that battle. Because what they're gonna do, they're gonna have a lot of mirth, a lot of cougar, a lot of sugar mama, and then they're gonna try to enjoy their season. And a woman gonna believe that this is the best life because they got a younger man will give them whatever she want in the bedroom, and then she go to the older man. The older man is just they gonna pay for everything because she probably has one kid child support. And on top of that, that younger man he has money on it where the young man gonna pay for her lifestyle. So this is the so what the summer look like. Again, it is what's gonna be look like. Right now is winter. Men gonna complaining, while the women they're gonna cry and so on and so forth. And after that, they're gonna sit down and think about it. They'll be like, I'm not gonna be able to live with my sister. I cannot be living with my aunt because they're gonna go my business. They're gonna know where I go, who I'm sleeping with, and usually men, women between same roommate, they usually share with the same man. They don't want that. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna groom a young man and then bring him to her house so she can have the outcome she deserves. I know it's a lot to swallow, but again, this is how summer gonna look like. Kevin Samuels was talking about winter. Winter is here. He was right, and I can tell you this is perfectly as the winter look like. Summer is gonna be here. Okay. The fall is gonna be like the fall of the older men. Okay, because the older men gonna have if they don't have enough money, they have barely no action. Okay, the fall is gonna be the fall of a older man. But the summer is gonna be the fun of a younger man. It's gonna be older women with younger men. You're gonna see that happen regularly only in the Western country. On the Western country, you're gonna see a lot happen in Russia, a lot happen in China, a lot happen in the United States. You're gonna see a lot of older women with a younger men. Okay, and they're not gonna want that man to go outside and unless that young man has something to do. Okay? And they're gonna let that man to have fun. Fun mean go to because they know younger men they want to go out because they want to have fun. When they want to go out and have fun, she gonna be there with them, okay? Every time, every day, okay? And that man think, oh, she love me, she want me to go. No, 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 she's controlling you. Which you need to talk to, when to go to, and even so forth. This is where summer gonna be look like, okay? And I'm telling you, the government gonna step in. They're gonna say a lot of babies gonna come out from this. They're gonna protect those women because they see now with a lot of birth coming. So what's gonna do? That's means good for society, for social security, for survival, and this is where it's gonna happen. Even though the kids gonna have no structure for the parents and for strong men, so they don't care about that. They care about the numbers. The numbers gonna start to come up, and next thing you know, they're gonna have a law to protect that new norm. Okay. And here's the dilemma we're here. Right now is the beginning. When they fully shrink, you're gonna see a lot of people like that in the street. And thank you guys for watching. If you like my video, thumbs up, subscribe, and I see you guys in the next one. And thank you for the subscriber. I appreciate it. Ciao.